Hi everyone, so today I'm going to kind of go through my palette collection. So I have a little addiction, if we can't tell by like my closet already, I just like collecting things. I like volume of it. So this will be kind of split up into parts. So I'm gonna look at Huda Beauty for this video of all my Huda Beauty palettes. I definitely do like Huda Beauty. They like it's so fun to say. But I do think they have great eyeshadows. So getting into probably my favorite palette of them, and one of my favorite palettes is the Nude Nudes collection. So I am kind of wearing that along with some of the Amethyst Obsession just to get a little bit deeper of a outer corner. But this one I just love. Like if you're looking for kind of pinky, purpley eye looks that aren't like bam out there, like I still feel like they are kind of like a neutral. This is a really nice one. I would just say it has like a concealer shade that like today I kind of use some of it, but I do wish they kind of picked a different one to go in there. Would be my only like with it. Going into my other ones is I have the Rose Gold palette remastered. So I don't really go too much into this one. When I kind of want some of those red looks, I'll kind of go into this one, but not a bad palette. Sorry, some of them have the little sleeves and then I put them down and I think I lose them places. Next I have the Desert Beauty palette. So this one's probably the one I touch the least. It just, like the desert, seems a little dry every time that I like look at it. But I just like things that are kind of rich and creamy, and I just feel like I don't really gravitate to these colors. I knew I had a sleeve for it, just in another palette. So I do like how they do have the little plastic covering to help, and they're like cute, well, like heavy duty plastics from Mercury in Retrograde. I do like this palette because I do like some of those like different colors. I just haven't gotten much use out of it. The Naughty palette from Huda Beauty. I do like this one too. They do have kind of some of these like mixed colors, and I just feel like it looks pretty, but the application of them sometimes, like, you have to first like blend the colors. Like I really find like this color you have to kind of blend together. So those are kind of my large sizes of them. I guess getting into kind of like their like older editions of their Obsession palette. So definitely I feel like they were one of the first companies to kind of come out with like the smaller versions, which are really nice. And I do like these for kind of like traveling. I do have the Warms, I guess, like, and I do have a lot of palettes, so some of them might look like I don't really touch them that much. It doesn't mean I don't love them, so I don't want like my palettes to get a complex, because I love them all. Otherwise I've gotten rid of them ish, or they're in the bottom drawers. You do have the Gemstone. It's definitely some better, because sometimes I find Huda Beauty with the smaller palettes, their like metallics aren't as good, but this is kind of all metallic-y, and I do find them like a nice formula with it. My Mauve, so I definitely like this one and go into it a lot because I do like those pinky shades to wear, and I like my eyes to match. I have the Smoky And like it's not too bad. I do like there's a bright color because I kind of like just my outside to be dark. I don't do too much dark looks because normally like I'm just kind of wearing makeup for work, but I will be extra with my makeup. The coral one is one of like their newer ones with it. So again, I do like those colors, bright, kind of a nice little like mustard. So I do think like their little palettes do kind of go nice and well together. You have their electric obsessions. So definitely some fun colors, and like now I feel like there's more options. But I definitely think Huda Beauty does stay on like some of the beauty trends with what they have. Then we kind of get into your color specific, and like I'm someone who like I need complete sets. So do you need all of these? No. For kind of like this one, depending on what one would be your favorite, like I like my mauve one with it would be like the top out of these that I would go for. So we have our amethyst, so it's all kind of our purpley shades. You have your topaz, and I just feel like you can find different, like these are colors that I would like never focus on. So I do kind of like the palette because you're like, oh, like let's do a look created from that. So it does kind of give you a little bit of a focus when you're going to think about a makeup look. We have our emeralds, so nice greeny shades. So my eyes kind of shift between greeny blue. So I like that I can like play up my green with it, the blue, right? Some fun, colorful ones. I would say definitely with like these two, are you maybe going to do a complete look? Maybe not, because I like them more as like accent colors. We have our ruby, so I could do like a kind of complete look with that. I do think I've kind of gone into the green one the most out of these ones. But if you're like, my collection's kind of missing some color, these are nice ones to have. And then the next ones I do feel like they're metallic-y colors, shimmery colors, would work best with a concealer. So we have our nudes. So we have like our lights, and it does kind of remind me of the new nudes. I guess I really haven't gone that much into them. And like, it doesn't help that in like 2020, I really haven't worn that much makeup as normal. I have my mediums. So I do like the idea of like doing specific to like skin tones, but like they still work for everyone. So I do like those. I have my neon ones, and I guess like I do wish they were kind of more like bam, pop of color. So you do really want to make sure if you're using these, you're doing kind of like a nice white concealer. But I guess like there hasn't been much parties to go really crazy neons. We do have some of those like purpley, pinky, fun shades. And all of these I've done videos on to go a little bit more specific into it. So I guess like kind of like the orangey one would be like my favorite from those ones, just because I think you get like a good mix of like neon colors. We then have our pastels, so your purpley ones, and I would say like this also has that like mix, but I've never found like an issue when applying those. like they mix well together. So that was lilac. You have your rose. And again, it just gives you some different ideas of like doing those pinks with those pop of yellows. And then my mint. So I definitely don't really have those colors in other palettes, so I think that's kind of nice. And then their newer ones are their haze. So we have sand. So if we can kind of see, like some colors are purple, like they're going to be similar, but none of them are really quite the same. When you blend them out and what like they finish looking like, they might be like, is there really a difference? But there's slight differences, but like who's really going to notice? So you don't need them all. And your khaki one, I would definitely say my top pick would definitely be the new nudes. This is like a go-to one for myself that I really like, even though it has like these glittery shades that I don't necessarily use. I just get the like most use out of this palette. So those are all my Huda Beauty palettes. I don't know, like this is what you can kind of get your hands on right now, or at least for me in Canada. So I've never really gone just to their website. I do my main shopping from like your Sephora, or kind of like drugstore. I do definitely think if you like some Huda Beauty, BoxyCharm does have them, and it's a nice way to see. With it being in BoxyCharm, you can also check out like your Poshmarts and your Facebook Marketplace to see if they have them for a cheaper price, because beauty addictions, like we probably have some of those palettes that we just end up like selling them. So you can definitely check there for things that might be a little bit cheaper, especially like this one. They just did the pastels, so it's kind of like newer, but I thought they did some of like the older Obsession ones. So at least that way you can maybe find it for a little bit cheaper, and it's still probably like safe and good. Hopefully, if you've had any like Facebook or any of those like independent selling site problems, let me know, because I don't really do it. I know people that do, so it's something that I want to get into. So if there's horror stories, I think sharing as a group is always nice. But this will be my part 1 of my makeup collection. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye!